This measure is for the same kind of thing, but for basic skills courses. So do students in basic skills in a particular year successfully complete the course? So this one's a bit lower than the vocational one. So we went from 56 to 54 to 58, so we're sort of hovering there. But if you look at the comparison, we're a little bit under the average. We have quite a bit of room till the next college is about 8%. And I think we all want to do better than 58%. I mean, you know, almost all our students need basic skills classes. So we need them to succeed in those so they can move on and get to that either certificate or they can transfer, whatever they need to do. This one is a little bit different. So this is looking at an improvement rate, and I definitely need to read this definition to you because it's very particular. This one is looking at the ESL improvement rate. I have lost my way here. If they needed to take an ESL class 2 levels below transfer, pass that one, and then they wanted to see if in 3 years they passed the subsequent one, either another ESL class or a transfer level English class. So if they succeeded in that, that's where we are. So about 46%, then 49, then 49. So again, there's lots of room for that to improve. We want them to keep going and make it up that ladder so they can make it into transfer level. And you can see this one has a big gap, I'm afraid, if you look at our peer group, we're 10 points under the average, and then there's about a 28-point spread to the top one in our group. So there's a lot of room in this one. So we'll need to think about how we could do that better. This is the same kind of measure, but this time it's for basic skills improvement. So it's the same kind of thing. It had to be 2 levels under. So if someone takes English 20 and passes, in the next 3 years, do they take English 52 and pass also? So that they're making it up the ladder into the transfer level classes. So we went from 52 to 55 to 54. We're kind of hovering there in the middle. We're a little above average on this one in our peer group. But there's a 10-point spread to the highest college in our group. And obviously, if we're at 54%, there's lots of room to do better. So hopefully, we can bring that up. Again, so many of our students need to take these classes. So we need to help them get up through the ladder and on into the transfer or into their certificate program. This is the last one. This is the only non-credit one, exclusively non-credit one. And it has a very long definition, which I am not finding. Mess up your papers too much, this is what happens. So it's the career development and college preparation progress and achievement rate. This one does not have a peer group. There are only 37 colleges who have submitted data in this area, so they're not going to give us a peer group comparison. But this is the definition of this. The percentage of students who completed at least 8 hours in non-credit courses, did not enroll in any credit courses in their first term, who went on to achieve any of the following in 3 years. They successfully completed at least 1 degree applicable credit course, earned a CDCP certificate, achieved transfer directed or transfer prepared status, earned an AA or a credit certificate, or transferred. So this is a very low number. So it seems like folks who start totally on our non-credit side are not moving over too much. At least that's my interpretation of this. And maybe that's not their intention. You know, maybe they just went to the non-credit side and didn't mean to come over. But that's our numbers at the moment. And we don't have a peer group comparison for this one. Okay. All right. So that was ARC in a very fast fashion. I want to tell you, so the ARC report is on the Chancellor's website. The whole thing is up there, the explanation about how they do the measures, how they form the peer groups. You can see all the other colleges. You can look up which colleges are in our peer group and then look at their numbers if you want, see who fell where. So I invite you to do that. The ARC report is quite lengthy. There's lots to read and more than we could do today. The other thing I just wanted to talk about briefly was what we were doing with student learning outcomes. As Bill said, this is one of the ways that we measure locally what our students are learning. And we're, as a campus, sort of just really getting rolling with this. And so we're trying to move along. All community colleges need to do this, and a lot of colleges outside our system are doing it. The Accrediting Commission is expecting us by 2012 to be what they consider the proficiency level for their rubric on student learning outcomes. So the SLO committee has been trying to get us to move along and to assess more and more and see how we're doing. So this last year, we assessed 58 courses. And at 80% of the students in those assessments scored at either the satisfactory or the good level. And even though those numbers are so high, many departments chose to write an improvement plan to do even better and bring the number up a little bit. So this year, we're asking different departments to do 3 courses so that that number grows and we're doing it more across campus. And I know Frank Mixon, who's out in the other building, would like me to say, the real value is when you have that conversation about how the assessment went and how you could do better. How are your students doing? How could we reach out to them better? How could we bring our numbers up? So I invite you to have those conversations. The other thing we did this time, we're also trying to do program level things. And we define program very broadly. So this last year, we tried to measure a critical thinking SLO for the transfer program. So what we did was we found students who are marked as transfer ready in the Rosters Plus, okay, and gave them an essay to read, and then asked them to write some answers to questions about that essay. Then the SLO committee wrote a rubric, and we read through the essays and scored them. And we had 220 students wrote the pieces, and then 179 of those were found to be at the satisfactory or the good level. So that's very good. We want to refine the rubric a little bit. We thought maybe we could do better with some of the questions. So we're going to work on it, but that was our first attempt at doing something more across campus. And in the future, we will be doing more for the GE program, and we'll do one for the CITE program, and then we'll do one for the institution as a whole. You may remember we gave out a survey a while ago about what you think are important things for people to know when they finish here. And that's how we're picking the institutional SLOs. We're from the results of that survey. I think that's the end of my part. So thank you very much.